Yo, what is up, everybody? So let's go back again. A collection of horror stories for you guys. These will be from a series titled Wicked Whims, written by various authors. Remember to use the links in the description to show love to them. Comment, like, and subscribe. Story 1. Autumn, written by Callista. Griffin? I holler. We're placing the hot mug of coffee on the counter. Spinning around in our galley kitchen, I reach out for the charred toast as it pops out of the toaster. Today of all days, sleep through my alarm. Why didn't you wake me, Piper? I shake my head, seeing him struggle to fasten his pinstripe necktie. Quickly spreading the orange marmalade on his toast, I set it next to his to-go coffee. I tried, but as usual, you grunted and rolled over. Hey, did you move some boxes from the garage last night? I walk toward him and assist with his tie, patting out a few wrinkles in his navy blue jacket. No. I went straight to bed after I got home. Why? I don't know, it was the strangest thing, but I found an old box sitting on the doorstep this morning. It was full of what looked like medical supplies. Thought maybe you left it there in your exhausted state and forgot about it. Nah, I don't have time to breathe, let alone fish boxes in the garage. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be out late again tonight, but I have the day off tomorrow. Love you, sweetheart. Griffin kisses my forehead, grabbing his coffee and toast before he hurries out the door. Walking toward the side entry of our two-story home, I gaze out his pane window and smile, feeling blessed to have such a loving husband. Griffin and I met in my first year of college at the University of Vermont. He was attending law school elsewhere, but had family that lived in Burlington, so we ran into each other quite often. By the third or fourth meeting, he finally asked me out, and my 21-year-old self couldn't be more thrilled. Not only was he ruggedly handsome and made a pair of black frame glasses look sexy, but he had such a way with words. We dated for about a year before he proposed, and were married a year after that. I've always had an infatuation with Halloween, so we decided to have a non-traditional wedding and recited our vows on All Hallows Eve. We asked our guests to dress in costumes to make it more theatrical, and it certainly made for one heck of a party. Pirates, zombies, and murderous serial killers lined the room of our wedding hall here in Stowe, Vermont. Shaking the memories, I continue with my morning routine and put the last of the breakfast dishes in the dishwasher. Hearing the home phone ring, I grab a hand towel to dry my hands and reach across the counter to answer it. Hello? Hearing nothing but static on the other end, I check the caller ID, but nothing shows up. Hello? I'm sorry, but I think we have a bad connection. Putting the phone back on the receiver, I start to walk toward the stairs, and then it starts to ring again. Hello? Again, the same static noise. Listen, I don't know if this is a prank or you're selling something, but I'm not interested. Hanging up the phone, I set it on the receiver once again and make my way up the stairs to my office. I don't have many hobbies at 29 years old, but helping people talk to their struggles is most definitely one. That's why I've been a mental health counselor for the last 3 years, and as of 6 months ago, it became permanently remote. Turning on my computer, I reach for my headset and see the phone ringing again. This time, my husband's name appears, so I answer quickly. Let me guess, you forgot your briefcase? Nah, not this time. Can't believe I forgot what today marks, and I feel like a jerk for not seeing if you were okay before I left. What do you mean? What's today? I know today marks 6 months since Autumn disappeared, but it feels like yesterday. We'll have to get out the photos and... Shit! Hey, there's a stop sign there, you dumbass! Cripes. Would it kill people to watch where they're going? Anyway, I better focus on the road, but I'll call you on my lunch break. Love you, Piper. Love you. Too. Setting down the phone, I take a seat in my chair and notice the date on the computer screen, bringing me back the reason for my husband's call. 6 months ago, our world was shaken when our 6-year-old daughter disappeared, and still no trace of what happened to her. That day feels like a blur, even though I've repeated the words hundreds of times for the police about what she was wearing and where she was. Griffin was so wonderful in helping me piece things together. Sometimes my brain plays tricks on me, and going through a traumatic experience like that didn't help matters any. Seeing a call coming through my computer, I quickly turn on my headset and begin the workday. Spending the next several hours talking through a variety of struggles and doubts, I choose to answer one last call before my lunch break. Hello, how are you feeling today? I'm sorry, but the screen isn't showing your name. Who am I speaking with? It's me, Mommy. It's Autumn. Feeling a cold chill creep up my spine, I shake my head and reply, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Who is this? Don't you love me, Mommy? Why are you doing this to me? The words pierce through my headset like a wailing banshee, causing me to take it off and rub my ear. Looking back at the screen, I see a flash and flicker like my internet connection isn't working properly. Tapping on the 1990s hunk of junk, the screen comes back into focus. Putting my headset back on, I ask, "Are you still there? Hello?" Hearing nothing, I decide to turn off the computer and make my way downstairs into the basement to check if something is wrong with the fuse box. Our country home was built in the early 1900s, and the electricity goes haywire sometimes, but I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Having an infatuation with Halloween, I also have a fondness for vintage things, my home being number one. Griffin has tried multiple times to talk me into purchasing a more modern house, but I just can't part with it. Opening the basement door, I take the 20 creepy steps and pull the string in the middle of the room and turn on the light. Finding the fuse box, I open it up, but suddenly feel something behind me. The cold wind blows across the exposed skin of my back. Spinning around, I look around the dim lit area, spotting a familiar object wedged under one of the steps. Walking toward it, I pull it out and feel an odd sensation journey through me, gazing at my daughter's doll. Autumn got it for her 6th birthday and carried it around with her everywhere. The doll is a spitting image of her, blonde hair and eyes as blue as a periwinkle plant. Griffin always said the two of us looked like twins. Brushing my fingers through the doll's golden locks, I smile as the highlights of her playing with it dance in my head. My smile quickly falters as my skin is met with a wet liquid that starts running between my fingers. What the? Holding on my hand, I see what looks like blood oozing from the doll's head and down my arm. Like the substance has my brain in a fog, I stare at it and bring it closer to my nose. Inhaling the rust scent, I stop, hearing a whispered voice. Why are you doing this to me? The tone is like an eerie echo crawling out from the depths of my memory. The telephone goes off, forcing me to drop the doll and dash upstairs to retrieve it. Reaching the well-lit level of the house, I look down at my hand and see the blood has somehow vanished. Hello? Hi, sweetheart. Is everything okay? You sound like you're out of breath. Oh yeah, I was down in the basement because my computer was freezing, so I wanted to check the fuse box and... You shouldn't go down there. I will take a look at it when I get home, but I wish you let a professional put in a new one. It's not broken, Griffin. You know what they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it, I know. Have you taken your medication this morning? Oh no, I ran out a few days ago. I told you I needed to get a refill, but you insist on driving me everywhere and won't let me do it myself. Piper, you know you can't drive while you're on medication, and you certainly can't function without it. Look, call in the prescription, and I'll pick it up this evening and leave the office early. Suddenly, feeling lightheaded, I hold on to the counter for support and close my eyes. Squeezing them shut, I open them again, find that my vision is suddenly foggy. Lord, what is happening to me? Seeing flashes of red and white spots, the room starts to spin like a whirlwind of thoughts that suddenly sucked me up to its overbearing winds. Mommy. Turning my head to the right, I nearly jump out of my skin, seeing what looks like my daughter Autumn standing next to me. Why won't you help me? She cries, as her body goes in and out of focus like a cloud of static and then disappears. Piper? What's going on? Is everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'll talk to you later. Floating toward the bathroom, I push the door and open the mirror cabinet. Frantically searching for anything to help cure this overwhelming bout of dizziness that has overtaken my body, I fall short. Tossing all the empty bottles on the floor, I slam it shut and turn on the faucet. Splashing some cold water on my face, I reach for a towel and dab it across my hydrated skin. Looking back in the mirror, I stop, seeing what looks like scratches on my cheeks and neck. Examining myself more closely, I trace the marks with my fingers, and the mirror suddenly bursts into tiny glass shards. A loud screech filling the room simultaneously. "Ah!" I shout, feeling tiny stabs of glass puncture my face. Running out of the room, I stop in my tracks, seeing that same image of my daughter from earlier. The same white dress with pink flowers stitched into dresses like her body, like it did the last time I saw her. "Why won't you come back for me, Mommy? It was an accident, wasn't it, Mommy?" "Autumn? What was an accident?" Her image goes in and out of focus like my current state, causing me to see things that aren't really there. "I know you didn't mean to hurt me. Please help me." She reaches her arms out, like she used to whenever she wanted to be comforted. "What are you talking about, sweetheart? Never hurt you." I step closer to grab her hands, but she moves backward and floats down the stairs. "Autumn, wait!" I rush down the steps after her and see that she's hovering next to the basement door, like she's waiting for me to follow. Taking the squeaky steps, I see her standing in the middle of the room, hugging her doll. "Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird." Autumn starts to sing the song that became our bedtime ritual as she sways back and forth with her doll. "Autumn? Is this real? Are you really here?" She turns her head to look at me and shakes it up and down. How is this possible? What happened to you?" I step closer as she backs up and points her finger at me. Her eyes now seem sunken and sad, like she has been crying for months on end. "I really don't understand what you're trying to tell me, sweetheart. Please, help me understand." I beg, wondering what this is all about and what it all means, and why she appears the way she does. "You can fix this. You can save me, Mommy." "Autumn?" Hearing that loud screech pierce through me once again, I bend down and cover my ears, hoping it will ease the pain. Falling backward as the sound becomes overbearing, I bring my hands to my face as the shards of glass fly out of my skin, like a dart zeroing in on a bullseye. Seeing the outline of a door where the shards drifted off to my left, I quickly get to my feet and walk towards it. Seeing that it's bolted closed with a lock, I search for keys or anything to pry it open. Standing on my tiptoes, I feel around the top of the doorframe to find the key. Unlocking the deadbolt, I'm greeted with a rotten scent as the door creaks open, causing me to cover my nose with my t-shirt. Stepping through the door, I can make out a few wooden tables and what looks like a small bed on the other side of the bathroom-sized room. God, what's that smell? Feeling around the walls for a light switch and flipping it on, it blinks a few times and then let my eyes adjust to the fluorescent light. I get caught on the bed, seeing a small person occupying it. Catching a glimpse of strands of blonde hair hanging out the blanket, I call out, "Autumn?" I walk toward it and remove the blanket from her body. Oh God! I back up into a wall and bring my shaky hands over my mouth as I slide down onto the concrete floor. Tears slip down my cheeks, seeing her lifeless body hooked up to all different wires. Bruises cover her arms and legs as dried blood is smudged on the white and pink floral dress she was wearing when I last saw her. God damn it. I told you not to come down here. I dart my eyes to the doorway and see my husband standing there, anger dripping from his stare. Griffin. My words pause as I realize he's not in the least bit shocked to see what's in the room. What did you do to her? I shriek. My body trembles as he steps closer, not entirely sure what's going to happen next. Griffin bends down in front of me, brushing my cheek to his fingertips. I was only trying to help you, Piper. I love you. Seeing the sincerity in his eyes, for a second, I almost forgot where we were. Griffin had always had a way about him. With a few words, he can quickly subdue any worries or fears that I have, like he's the calm to the raging storm that's brewed in my head ever since I can remember. What do you mean, help me? Look, it seems taking your meds has completely cured your personality disorder. And I didn't want you to be punished for something that was out of your control. So, took care of it. Our daughter is going to be okay, and I promise we'll all be together once again, once I find the right organ donor. Organ donor? Glancing around the room again, I take notice of all the medical supplies, the machine that's on the other side of the bed. As it breathes life into our daughter, I hear the screeching noises once again, as visions flash through my head. It had been a long day at work, and I was feeling the weight of it, so I rushed home. Not having any medication for a few days, I tried to scavenge anything I could find, but this voice was controlling my every move. Like she was telling me I could thrive without the pills. So, I went to pick up Autumn from school. I'd never been an organized woman, so my prescription going missing was quite common. Usually, I could find it with ease, but this particular week was stressful because I was taking on more cases than I could handle, and I forgot to refill my medication. Autumn was being her usual chatty self in the back seat, telling me about her day when I tried to curb the voices, but all I could think about was how I wanted everything to be silent. Like the chaos was forcing me to act irrationally, I spun around in the driver's seat and screamed at the top of my lungs, telling her to be quiet. Before I knew it, I had crashed into a forest of trees just outside of our country home, and the voices stopped. Oh my God. That's what she meant. I did this. The realization hits me as the words slip through the cracks of my lips. Who's she, Piper? Or is this the other Piper I'm talking to? Griffin's words force me to look at him. Autumn came to me, Griffin. She said I could fix this. I did this. I did this to her. Oh God. Autumn didn't go missing. Why did you do this, Griffin? I'm trying to save both of you, Piper. I saw the accident, and once I realized your condition, I knew it was up to me. You had glass shards in your face and neck from the windshield, and your hands were all cut up, but you sat there, laughing. You kept repeating the words, finally, over and over again. I knew it wasn't the real you who had been done to, and I took care of it. Like everything that I do, Piper, I was putting my family first. Had I let the police find you, you'd be put in the nut house, and our daughter would be dead. I would have lost everything. But she needs a doctor. Has she gone to a hospital? She could have lived. Kept her down here for 6 months? How? She's alive, Piper. The machine is breathing for her, but she's there. I know she is. And if you recall from college, I took a year of medical classes before deciding I wanted to pursue law. This is insane. I quickly stand up and once again feel the world spinning. That eerie voice screeches and drowns out every rational thought, forcing me to grab my head and shake it uncontrollably. Mommy, Mommy. The voice becomes almost unbearable as it cries for me like a child. Griffin reaches for my hand and I instinctively shove him off, not sure what to do. Glancing toward the machine, I see a large plug-in and try to figure out how I can reach it before he stops me. Closing my eyes, take a deep breath and realize this is what Autumn meant by saving her. She wants to be free. Griffin's eyes dart to where mine are as he steps in front of me. Don't, Piper. I promise I can fix her. I refuse to let either of you suffer. Seeing the love disperse into the air from his words, I realize how genuinely he means that. When we met, my other personality triggered more, and instead of running for the hills, he stuck by my side and helped me get the diagnosis I have today. Never imagining that my other self would cause me to commit such a heinous crime, I understand now that it's a fate for someone like me. Brushing my hand across his cheek, I shed a few tears before looking in his eyes. That's just it, Griffin. No matter what you do, I'll always be this person. You can't save me. His chestnut brown eyes begin to pool with water as he looks down at the floor and tries not to cry. Pulling him close, I hold on to him for a few seconds and reach for a sharp knife on the table. Bringing it behind my back, I kiss his cheek and back away from him. Holding the knife to my neck, I whisper, "Save her, please." I love you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of our story.